Just resupplied in town and walking back to the trail now. Uploading a video right now, not too far away from that lookout, but although that's going to take an hour, it's a good excuse to wait for an hour in the shade before tackling these hills. It's a very hot day out. Had a good long rest. Let's start this. The SIA, GRA1, whatever you want to call it. Let's do it. So, you might not see the trail too well. And to be fair, it's a bit more indistinct than the Appalachian Trail, but it's still very followable. And I really feel like I'm actually on a long distance trail, a proper long distance trail, for the first time since I summited Katahdin, which is pretty great. I sort of feel like New Brunswick might have suffered the same thing as Georgia did on the Pinhoti Trail. It's like the IAT is really an extension of the AT, of course, and everyone wants to be the terminus of a trail. Like, I'm sure Quebec wanted to be the spiritual terminus of this hike through the Appalachian Mountains, so they really supported this thing. But then New Brunswick, they had no reason to. Like, making a trail through New Brunswick to link to Quebec would be like becoming the gateway to Quebec. They have less reason to support a trail like that, so maybe that's why the trail through New Brunswick just completely fell apart. How nice is this? Second shelter I've come across on the IAT in Quebec. So getting onto my first roadwalk section after properly joining this trail, and I really have to say, it's better than I thought it was going to be, really. It's much more well supported, I feel like, than even the Appalachian Trail. It has more places to sit down and rest, more benches. It feels like it has more shelters, and the scenery is generally better than it's been on the Appalachian Trail. So that really, really makes me look forward to the rest. What the hell is this? Come across the hut, and then more huts, and then picnic benches, tables. Quebec just keeps on throwing surprises at me with this infrastructure. This is pretty cool. Decided to go in a blue blaze just because I kind of felt like going onto the road for a little bit instead of just going up and down these hills all the time, which can get a bit tiresome. I'm going to probably compensate for that by going up a few mountains that the trail doesn't go over later on. So I will make sure that my total distance is higher than that of the entire trail, because I am counting the official distance of the trail as my, addition to the 10,000 kilometers. So this is the place I'm reaching tonight. I'm not so sure I'm gonna sleep inside because it's really warm out. I think there's a camp spot down there though. Otherwise, this is a really nice hut. I could just sleep on the porch, get some really, really good views tomorrow morning. No one else here, that's no surprise. It's very warm, so I'm definitely gonna camp outside. Sweet place though. Camped on the front porch of this place last night because I couldn't really be bothered to do anything else. All of these places are great, really. So, classic feature of the IAT here, infamous feature, I guess you could say. The slope is so steep that they've tied a rope down it. And of course, I'm not really too sure exactly how trustworthy and reliable that rope is. To be honest, this descent isn't too bad. Lots of loose dirt, so there's a high chance of slipping, which I guess is why the rope is there. But then again, I've definitely done steeper and sketchier in the White Mountains without any ropes. So there's that. Sometimes this trail breaks onto gravel road, which I honestly really like. I really like the mix. See, this is a big reason why I love this part of the IAT so much. You just wouldn't get anything like this on the Appalachian Trail. I have to say though, I'm not sure I trust these boards very much. I've been hearing this thunder all around me for a few hours now and it still hasn't rained, which is kind of bizarre. I think I just jinxed it, definitely raining now. There's a hut which I think is about half an hour in front of me, so I'm gonna try and reach there pretty fast. Well, that was a pretty fast thunderstorm. Although the trail is so overgrown around here, I'm kind of almost contemplating walking in the river instead. I wonder if that's faster. Isn't that the weirdest bird? I really hope that thunder isn't coming for me, because that one storm cell was already pretty annoying with the rain. So normally I'd have forest cover, which would minimize the undergrowth. But here it seems like all the trees are dead. Not really sure why. Looks like it happened pretty recently. You know, this is a pretty outstandingly empty trail. You might be wondering how many people I've run into. And the answer is, apart from some locals here and there just going on a walk in their local neighborhood without even a backpack, I haven't seen anyone. Okay, so I was just hit by 2 thunderstorms almost at the same time. Very serious rain for about 2 hours. Very steep, muddy slope here, but you know, I'm doing all right. Good views. Spirits high. I don't know what's funnier to me, the fact that I brought this entire thing of marshmallow fluff with me, or that I ate it in 2 days. So I'm at another refuge. There are some people staying inside, so I could stay here, but I kind of feel like pressing on. Finally, it's good weather, the sun's coming out, so might as well. Had a pretty good sleep last night. I was actually kind of woken up by those 3 women who were staying at the shelter before. So they must have gotten up at like, I don't know, 5, 6 or so to actually reach that place. Kind of shows how lazy I'm being with these late days, but it means that I get to do more walking in the evening, and I really like walking in the evening. Interesting ruins there. See, these kind of touches are why I really like the IAT through Quebec, They never needed to make this shelter. Like, there's so many of these shelters and picnic tables around anyway. They never needed to build this, but they did. And I think that really shows some consideration for what hikers like, showing that they can build a trail that isn't just doable, but is actually fun. Living in a place where there's so little wood, where none of the electricity poles are actually made of wood, it's crazy seeing these huge electricity poles being made of wood. I feel like everything's made of wood around here. I just spent a little while sitting at the back of the grocery store like an absolute dirtbag, charging my stuff. I guess it saves money. I'm sure some people would hate stuff like this, but I like it. I really like it. So this trail is pretty old and degraded, but I haven't seen much stuff like this before. You just have this tree and this root system with nothing underneath it. I'm just stepping on these logs, making it across, and hoping I don't fall in. It's just been vaguely annoying bush bashing side hill along the riverside for a while now, which kind of sucks because I was hoping to camp around here when I was looking at the map, but I might have to push on to the shelter, which I would only end up reaching by nightfall or after nightfall. I didn't completely want to camp at this spot, but I'm really not sure when exactly I'll arrive at a place this good again, so I think this will be it. So I've just been lying here in the moss, just contemplating things because I'm quite close to the end. I mean, I'm still very, very far away from the end. I'm 500 kilometers away from the end, but that still feels scarily close. That still feels like it's like, it's not that close. It's still several weeks away, but in another week, I'm going to be looking down the barrel of finishing. I'm going to be coordinating, like, day to day, where I will be so I can coordinate resupply. And I'm going to be coordinating that all the way to the very end of the actual trail, which is kind of terrifying. It's like, I'm slowly approaching the very last phase of my hike, and then it's just going to be over. It's a strange mix of emotions, and I also had this on the Heisen Trail, around this amount of distance actually before finishing. And it's like, I don't really know whether I want to speed up or slow down. It's just a strange cocktail. Like, it's demotivating for sure. It feels like I want to drag my feet, but then I also kind of want to speed up and finish too, so it's strange.